Hello all. Hello all. So in the previous videos we came to know what is fitting, how to do, what are the different materials of fitting, how to do fitting, and how to do V-fit and how to do T-fit. So now let us come to the VIVA questions of fitting. So as I said before, even for the trade of carpentry, that you have to question yourself why, where, when, and how. Then only you can come easily with the questions of VIVA. Okay, so I have made few questions, so I will briefly discuss with you guys. This will help you for preparation, and mostly you find these answers everywhere in your lab manuals, and almost few of the answers you all know also. So let us see what is meant by fitting. Fitting is a process of assembling the item after bringing the components to the exact size and geometrical shape and tolerance. So after seeing VFit and prefit, you understood that you have to join the two pieces, two components uh, exactly according to their dimensions given, right? So that's what is written. And next, what is a file? A file is a length of metal with teeth cut into at least one of its sides that is used for shaping or finishing, smoothen off a piece of material. So you all know, have seen using file, so you can easily answer that also. So how does a file work? The rough edge of the file is cut with series of sharp cutting sorry, edges known as teeth. As the die pushes the file along the material, applying light pressure, these teeth slice into it one after another to wear it down to a roughly flat surface. In this way, file work through a repetitive process that involves rubbing, smoothing rough against a piece of material to smooth it down. This is this is the same concept on using a rough piece of sandpaper to smooth the edges of the pieces of wood. So how it is used for wood, similarly it is used for metal also. So you know there are two types of files in our workshop. When it comes to an engineering workshop, someone asks you how many types of files are there in engineering workshop. You should be able to answer first that there is a fitting file and there is a carpentry file, carpentry wooden drafts file and a fitting file. If specifically if the external will be asking you what is a how many types of files are there in fitting, then you have to answer about the shapes of the files which are there in the fitting, like square file, triangular file, semicircle file, flat file. So these all you'll answer when he specifically ask you how many types of files are there in fitting shop. Now when he asks you, not when he asks you how many types of files are there in engineering workshop, then you have to answer there are two types, and fitting file those are fitting file and wooden wraps file in carpentry. And again he asks you how many types of files are there in fitting. Then you should also say there are two types of files which are called as differentiated as rough file and smooth file. In them you have shapes like so and so. Okay, so what are the parts of file? See, always remember for every tool learn the parts. So mostly external will be asking you what are the part names. So the tang where a handle is there inside, it's a tang, and it's a heel, the edges, and this is the face where teeth are available, and the point. Okay. And next, what is difference between smooth file and rough file? I have previously also discussed with you. You can see for the rough file you have very long teeth, around like for every 1 centimeter it will be around like 12 to 16, whereas for every 1 centimeter it will be around like 30 for smooth. Teeth difference will be there. Whereas for hand, what is a hand hacksaw is used in fitting for and give it parts name. So they may also ask you, for what a hacksaw is made. Hacksaw blade and hacksaw is used to cut the metal piece, right? So you should be able to answer it part name. So this is the handle and this is the hacksaw frame, and this is the wing nut which helps in tightening the blade, and this there will be a pin which helps in holding, and pin and again and a blade. This is a hacksaw blade. Okay. Use of tri-square and give it part names. So tri-square is used to measure a 90 degrees angle and also the surface, whether it's flattened or not. So straightness, so flatness is there or not. So that's what you have to answer over there. And at the top there will be a blade, and this one is called a stock to hold the blade, and this is in a perfect 90 degrees angle. Okay. So common question, what is benchwise? What are the parts of it? So you all know benchwise is a device which is used to hold the workpiece, right? So what are its parts? It has two jaws. One is sliding jaw and one is static jaw, and one has an anvil at the back side, a base, a slide, and a screw and a handle. Okay, this handle is used to tighten the benchwise, and it is made up of cast iron. I hope you all remember. So next, some general questions like what is the number of teeth in bastard file per centimeters? So bastard file is also called as rough file. I hope you remember that. So as I said, 12 teeth per centimeter and sometimes 16 teeth per centimeter also. It depends upon the length of the file. Which material is used to make the file? High carbon steel. What is the carbon content of workpiece used in fitting? It is 0.15 to 0.3. What is the name of material used in fitting shop? MS flat of size 50 into 10 mm. MS is nothing but mild steel. What is the least count of the vernier caliper using in fitting shop? So vernier calipers has a least count 0.02 mm is the least count. You can also, if the least count formula, one main scale division minus one vernier scale division in vernier caliper. So next, what is the least count of vernier caliper used in fitting shop? The same question. How to calculate the least count of vernier? So have least count is the difference between one main scale division and one vernier scale division. What is the least count of micrometer? So 0.01 mm distance moved by the spindle per revolution of thimble divided by number of divisions in the thimble. Can you tell the name of hammers used in the fitting shop? So you have seen for T, we have used ball pen hammer, and we can also use straight pen hammer and a cross pin hammer too. What is the purpose of soft hammer in fitting shop? To tap the items without damaging it. Okay, so there is sometimes we use very less thickness sheets, not like thin sheet, but with not that thick also. So that time we will be using this soft hammers. Can you tell the approx size of work table used in the fitting shop? So I have discussed what is the size of the work table, right? It should be equal for the length so that you can stand and you can work on it. So it's around like 1.75 meters into 0.8 meters into 0.75. Ma'am, why do you think they will ask this question? The external may ask you anyway because it is must that being an engineer, it is must that you have to know each and every small detail. How to specify a file? By the shape, cross section, and type like rough, smooth, dead, and smooth, etc. Right? You'll touch it and you'll say, okay, this is a rough file. Its teeth is 12 only. It's smooth file. It has very small teeth. Okay, like that. It's Sita big, so it is wooden rasp file. That's how you will say. What is meant by drilling? Making hole in the any item using the tool drill bit. What is the name of tool used to make holes in the thick materials? It's a drill bit. Okay. Identify the nut and bolt from the given items. The item with thread on the is the item with threads are in bolt, and the thread provided inside is called as a nut. What is the name of tool used to cut thread inside a hole? The threading tab. What is the name of the tool used to cut thread in the cylindrical item? It's a die. What is meant by a combination set? What are the uses of it? It consists of tri-square, metri-square, and provision to find out the center of a cylindrical item. How to specify a hacksaw blade? By the number of teeth per 2.5 centimeters and the width and the length of the blade. 18 and 24 are the standard number of teeth per inch. That is 25.4. What are the methods of filing and where it is used? Okay, straight filing, cross filing, draw filing. Straight filing is used in file thick materials, and cross file is used for filing thin materials, and also to reduce the formation of convexity in the middle of the material. Draw filing is used to finish the material. And yeah, safety work practices, you can always answer it very carefully. Don't use anvil, don't use benchwise as an anvil. Always keep the sharpened tools aside. Do not keep them in the pocket. So whenever bruises are there, just clean so that you won't hurt yourself. Don't use your slippery hands or oil greasy hands, greasy tools. So always wear apron, always wear shoes. These will be your safety precautions. And so that's it. And they may also ask you the applications of fitting. So I've already discussed in previous videos. So you shall ask yourself some questions to yourselves, like why fitting, how, where, this. Then you can come up with some more also. These are the generally asked questions. So you can also prepare yourself this by asking these questions to yourself. Okay. I request everyone to read the lab manual before entering inside the lab. Just read the lab manual, the introduction of fitting, and also what are the procedures involved, how to do the particular fit, which experiment you are going to do. Okay, that would help you have an idea. And always remember about the precautions. Thank you for watching the video.